Symbolic. A word meaning a character or object used to represent an idea or thought. This setup right now where I am is symbolic. I would like to start off today to thank Jared, my friend Jared. I've mentioned him last time. In the last video, I put his YouTube channel in the link. He also left a very nice comment on the last video, answering a couple questions, and also giving me advice. I would like to thank him for that. So, thank you very much, Jared. In my opinion, Jared, he is, how do I describe him? Funny and outgoing. Just to put it simply, quite frankly, I look up to him, and I'm very grateful to him that he would look upon me and give me advice, and has helped me in the past. So, perhaps tell that story, the infamous story about the boat. However, this video, it's not time for that. Last time I mentioned talking about reading a book and talking about it with you. I did read a couple chapters. I actually already recorded this video, except for some reason the footage was lost. I tried to put it into a different format, and for some reason it got lost on the way and something was deleted, which is the reason why I'm so late with this one. I suppose the idea of doing one video every day is now down the drain, but that's alright, honestly. I suppose I would burn myself out in that way, so in my opinion, at least I'm doing something. I know that's a bit terrible for a content creator, at least I'm doing something, guys, but I don't want to burn myself out. I don't want to make a video a day and start hating it and then just all of a sudden stop, but I still want to make videos, so I suppose here I am. I did talk about baking. I did find a recipe. It is an old family recipe, as they call it, something called milk pudding, I believe they called it. So, I know, it sounds disgusting, but I've heard it's quite good, and it was my mother's favorite, so perhaps I'll try to make that. It takes about a day, not as in preparation and all that. I mean a full 24 hours for it to sit and cool and churn and all of that. It takes a full 24 hours. It's something straight out of the Victorian age. They literally say take a bean pod and a hardwood stove, not an electric stove. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It was a very nice find. I probably won't try that. I'll probably try something easier, like brownies or a cake. Not a box cake or box brownies. Well, I wouldn't call it cheating, but where I am now, in my opinion, I think I'm good at baking. I got the gift from my mother, actually. I did mention this last time, I believe. But nonetheless, I feel like making a box cake, that would be a bit too easy for me. I don't know. Nonetheless, I think I should now start talking about the book I read. So the book that I've decided is something called Annie on My Mind. It's by Nancy Garden, and I think, quite honestly, because I'm doing these in June, it's the perfect day. Well, not the perfect day, but the perfect month to be doing it, as it is, I believe they're calling it Pride Month, where basically it's supposed to be about showing pride for the LGBTQAI plus community. So, this book, it is LGBTQ fiction. It is a romance about two teenage girls. So, it's based in New York, and it shows the trials and what people think of them, all that sort of thing. I like how it focuses a lot on their parents, well, specifically on main characters, Liz's parents, so I thought that was very interesting. So, very first chapter is just an introductory chapter. I really liked it so far. I really liked it. One of the main characters, Annie, specifically, from, Annie on My Mind. So, I like her as a character, and I relate to her a lot. To put it bluntly, she's a dork. And I look forward. She wears cloaks, she sings. In the first chapter, they're in a museum. She's pretending to be a knight. I feel like if I came out of my shell, that would be something that I would do, so I really relate to the character of Annie so far. Liz, in my opinion, she's an interesting character, in my opinion, a bit boring. She's very... What we've seen of her so far is that she is working on a project for school. She wants to be an architect. And she went to this building to study it, and compared to actually working on her project, she had a nice time with Annie. Just messing around, basically. And I feel like that's something that a teenager would do. I feel like that would be something that my age, her age, anyone's age, around that time would do. Just mess around compared to working on her project. But so far, it's kind of interesting, the picture that they paint with that. Someone that's a bit more outgoing, for Liz, I mean. Someone that's a bit more outgoing. But in the second chapter, we see a bit of difference with that idea, because she's portrayed in her school as the goody two-shoes, and she's the president of the student council, and the teachers use her for the students to look up to them. I thought that was a bit of an odd choice, but who am I to judge, honestly? I haven't written anything, so far, it's pretty good, in my opinion. This time I actually read the introductions. Most books, I don't read the introduction, but this time I did. It was a great introduction. So, what it is, it's after what's happened in the book. It's post-book, as I have no better way of saying it, but it's what happens after the book, and Liz is writing a letter to Annie, recollecting, saying, I miss the old days, basically. So, I thought that was kind of... I didn't think it was a wrong choice, but I really like that choice that the author Nancy Garden picked. I don't know why, but it sort of set the mood already as they're in love, but also there's reason for them to be sad and apart. I can't with the dog. Last time I had the same exact problem with my dog barking. Oh well. I'm trying to finish it up. I think this video is going to be a bit shorter today. I don't know what else to talk about. Well, I suppose I could take this time. I suppose I had the best day of my life. So far as it looks. I know that's very cheesy to say, but so far, to my present recollection, it is the best day of my life. I got to spend the day with my girlfriend, and for some reason, I felt it as blissful. I know, for some reason. Obviously, I enjoy my girlfriend's company, but for some reason, I just felt it as very blissful, in a sense. How, I don't know. I feel like I grew closer to her as a person, and how I actually got to open up a little bit about my family. I don't really talk about my friends much, which is very odd, because I spend more time with my friends than I do my family. I'm a very closed off person, especially with my family, so there's that. So I did open up to her a little bit. We spent the day together, most of the time just walking in the woods or swinging her or whatever. For some reason, I really enjoyed the day. There isn't really anything that was like... It was definitely because of this, and this. It was just sort of a very pleasant day, and I didn't really... There wasn't really anything that ruined it. Most days that I have that are good days, there's something that normally ruins it or just off-puts the mood as angry or sad or trapped. However, that day was just... I would dare describe it as near perfect. Nothing went wrong. And I know that sounds very depressing to say, like, oh yeah, the best day of my life is when nothing went wrong, but it's true. I understand that makes me sound like I have a very pessimistic view, and probably I do have a pessimistic view, but nonetheless, I enjoyed that day. So, there was that. Beyond that, nothing really exciting has happened since the last video. I'll try to make these more often, I understand. I don't even know how many days it's been since I made my last video. It's the 21st. Today is, I don't even know what today is, what the date is. I'm pretty sure it's the 28th. Is it the 28th? Is it really almost time? I don't know. I'm going to start working at the nearby hospital soon as a junior volunteer. Normally, I'm excited for this, but I don't know. I think I've grown used to being alone. Seems a bit odd. For the past couple of days, I have seen almost nobody except for that day that I spent with my girlfriend. I didn't really get to see anybody. But now I'm going to miss just being able to be alone. Is that odd? I don't know. I tend not to be an independent person, but a very solitude person. Sorry. When school ended for me, I stopped seeing people altogether. That was basically my entire social life, was school. But now, I'm sort of getting used to the silence of only hearing another human's voice over the phone. I understand that's odd and most likely unhealthy, but I did. I knew how I felt, so I'm probably going to cut this off pretty soon. I understand it isn't as long as I want it to be. I still wanted to average in about 15 minutes, but I'm not sure. So, I suppose this is it for this video. Welcome again, everybody. And remember, this setup is symbolic.